For 10 years, the Greeks camped outside Troy and could not break its walls. Then Odysseus thought of a horse. They built it hollow, hid their best fighters inside, burned their camp, and sailed away behind a nearby island. Troy dragged the horse through its own gates. At midnight, the men climbed out. By morning, the city was ash. Odysseus sailed for home with 12 ships and a hero's name. Ithaca lay west. He would not see it for 20 years. First they sacked Ismarus, city of the Cicones. Odysseus said, "Run for the ships."
Right now.
His men stayed to drink instead. At dawn, the Cicones came back with allies from inland. 6 men from every ship died on that beach. Then Zeus sent a north wind. It tore their sails into rags and drove them for 2 days and nights. Rounding Cape Malea, the last landmark he knew, a current caught the fleet and carried it 9 days off every chart. They landed to fill water jars, and Odysseus sent 3 men inland to learn who lived there. They never returned. The people there ate a flower sweeter than memory. His scouts tasted it and stopped wanting anything else at all. He hauled them back weeping, tied them under the benches, and made every other man row without looking ashore. They reached a wooded island thick with wild goats. Across a narrow strait rose smoke, and sheep far too large. Odysseus picked 12 men and a skin of dark wine and rowed across to ask the strangers for a gift. They found a cave, racks of drying cheese, pens of lambs, buckets of milk. His men begged him to take it. He refused. He wanted to meet the owner and be given something, so they waited. That was his worst decision. At dusk, Polyphemus drove his flock inside and sealed the entrance with a stone 22 wagons could not have shifted. Odysseus asked for the guest right that Zeus protects. The Cyclops laughed and said his people feared no gods. Then he took 2 of them for his supper, drank a bucket of milk, and lay down among his sheep. Odysseus drew his sword, then stopped. Kill him now, and they would die sealed in that cave with him. At dawn, 2 more men were gone. The giant went out with his flock and sealed them in again. All day they sharpened a green olive club and hardened its point in the fire. Then they hid it.
Before he returns.
That night, Odysseus offered him wine, black, unmixed, strong enough to drop a man. The Cyclops asked his name. Nobody, he said. The giant promised to eat nobody last, called it a guest gift, and fell asleep on his back. 4 men and Odysseus lifted the glowing stake, drove it into the eye, and spun it like a drill. He screamed. The other Cyclops ran to the cave and shouted through the stone, "Who is hurting you?" "Nobody," he answered. So they went home. Blind Polyphemus sat in the doorway all night with his hands spread, feeling for escaping men. Odysseus lashed the rams together in 3s and slung a man beneath each. He took the biggest ram himself. At dawn, the flock filed out. The giant stroked every back as it passed and never once felt underneath. Aboard and clear, Odysseus shouted a taunt. A hurled mountaintop nearly swamped them. Then he shouted his real name. Polyphemus raised his hands to his father Poseidon. Let that man reach home late, alone, in a stranger's ship. Poseidon heard. The sea took that prayer. From that hour, the water itself was hunting him, and it would hunt him for 10 years. His crew rowed hard for open water and cheered him. He said nothing. He had told a god's son his name. 12 ships sailed west that morning, every man aboard alive. Not one of them would reach Ithaca, only Odysseus.